Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mari Kalia. If you're new, today I'm going to be giving some advice to teenagers as a 25-year-old. When I say teens, I mean like 16, 17, 18, 19, and even like early 20s. Even though I consider myself to be like still early 20s, I feel like I'm at a pivotal point in my life. 25 years is a nice age. It's a very interesting age to kind of reflect on your early 20s and also still planning for your late 20s, getting ready to turn 30. Now, I'm not one to believe that you should reach like certain milestones by a certain age, but I do believe in being intentional and having priorities and taking your life seriously. So I'm going to give you guys five things I would say to someone who is younger than me who needs some advice and, looking forward to the future and wanting to actually be intentional. This is not for people who don't want to take their life serious, who don't have goals, who don't work hard. These are for people who are already, having a strong work ethic, who have goals and dreams and are looking for some wisdom from someone who may be a little bit older but may not be, decades older than them. So I have five things because I'm going to do a part 2 on this video because I didn't want to make the video extremely long. So let's get right into it. So honestly, this is probably like one of my number one pieces of advice, and none of these are in a particular order. But it is so important that you keep a steady source of income and you do not quit a job until you have one lined up. I'm pretty sure your parents have told you that, maybe your teachers, anybody that's a leader in your life. I'm sure they've told you don't quit a job until you have a new one. My parents always told me that, and I did not listen. I literally just experienced that recently in the past year. But it's very important that you keep a steady income, whether you're in college, whether you are, living on your own, you're just working a job and you're just working towards building up, savings or whatever. You should always have income. That just goes without saying. We live in a capitalist society. You need money to operate. You need money for food, travel, whether that's just to and from work. You need gas, or if you're paying for the bus or train. You need money to live. I mean, it's just the unfortunate part about our life at this point. So you need to always have money flowing in. How much just depends on your lifestyle. You may not need that much in order to, survive and thrive a little bit, but you always need to have money coming in. We live in a society now, like as in 2025, where it is really hard to get a job, like really hard. I spent the whole summer applying to jobs. I left one job without having one immediately lined up, and that was a mistake, and I will never do that again. I've done it multiple times and I still keep making the same mistake. Don't make that mistake. If you want to leave your job, start interviewing, be intentional with using your paid time off or, requesting off of work so that you can go to interviews. Just be intentional about your income and living below your means and saving your money. Okay, next thing, try things that you are interested in. Be open-minded, and I will also say to develop a business mindset. So first thing, when I was in college, I went to college to be a math teacher. First semester, I said absolutely not. Then I changed my major to go into pre-law because all I knew was that I wanted to help people. I didn't know how. I just knew that I didn't want to be a doctor or a nurse, but I wanted to be of service somehow. So then I went into pre-law. I took political science classes, hated it, so then I changed my major to social work. I graduated with my bachelor's in social work, and I loved it. I love learning about trauma. I love learning psychology. I love learning about people and human behavior and learning how to navigate, problems with people. And so that's why I'm in the field that I'm in now. And so throughout this time, I also went on my fitness journey. So I started working out because I wanted to lose weight, but then I also fell in love with nutrition and just like the whole scope behind fitness. So then I became a personal trainer when I graduated college. But while I was in college, I also was somebody who knew that they wanted to be an entrepreneur, which is why I was always in between jobs. I knew that, I wanted to be a leader. I wanted to be in control of my work, and I'm a hard worker, so I knew that I could do it. So I tried out becoming a lash tech. So I was a lash tech for maybe probably like 6 to 12 months. I can't really remember. But between 6 to 12 months, I started an Instagram page. I took a lash class. I got certified. And I literally had clients. So I was doing lashes and where I was at on campus when I was in school. I didn't continue it because it was not for me. But the fact that I tried it and I was able to operate a business told me a lot about myself, and it let me know that I'm someone who has a business mindset. I'm someone who is a great leader. And I also tried different jobs. So I did retail, did not like retail. I worked fast food. I actually enjoy working in fast food. I also tried the restaurant industry, so I worked as a hostess. I love working as a hostess. But throughout all these jobs, I was able to learn a lot about myself and the type of work that I enjoyed, and the type of work that I didn't enjoy. So it's important throughout this time. Me personally, I say don't stick to a job that you don't like and it doesn't bring you any fulfillment. I would say try something new that you may be interested in, but of course, like I said in the last point, make sure you have a job lined up before you leave the last one. So always be open-minded. Don't shut yourself off and say that you would or wouldn't do certain things, because you never know. Never thought that I would be into fitness and health, but here I am. It's like one of the top things that I'm passionate about. So just be open to trying new things and exploring, and also developing a business mindset, because for me personally, I have a wellness coaching business. It has evolved from personal training to wellness coaching, but having a business mindset just pushes you to be more accountable for your own life, and also just pushes you to like having a business mindset for me just pushes me to be a better leader in whatever I'm doing. So no matter what job I'm doing, I'm always wanting to do my best so that I can move up, so that I can be in leadership, whatever the case is. But when you have a business mindset, even if you are an employee, you kind of look at that job as a business from a business perspective instead of just somewhere where you're going to make money. And when you have a business mindset, you learn the operations and you understand why you have to do certain things at your job, and it just pushes you to do your best at whatever it is you're doing. So explore, be open-minded, try things that you're interested in, and develop a business mindset. Okay, so this is more on the morals/character side, but I want to start with this quote. Stand for nothing, fall for anything. So if you don't have any morals or values or boundaries, you will be easily influenced and easily to fall into the traps of this world. So what I want to say is build a strong mind so that you will not be easily influenced. You won't be a huge consumer. You won't be someone that's easily distracted, and you will stand strong on what you believe in. So throughout this time, you're in your early teens, you have already been like heavily influenced, especially now with social media. The world has put so much on you as to what you should or shouldn't be doing, what you should or shouldn't like, you know, how you should dress, how you should talk, how you should walk. Like all these things have been put onto you, and you really don't know yourself. You know, you may have indulged in things that you thought were cool, or you know, you may have been peer pressured by someone else, and now it's become a part of your lifestyle. But you may now feel like this isn't what you really want to do. It's not something you really believe in. It's not something you really want to indulge yourself in on a daily basis, and that's okay. You will probably be going through a period where you're like shedding and letting go of a lot of things and questioning a lot of things. And I think that's a very important stage to go in through your life, especially if you go to college. You start to see how other people are raised, and you start to realize you were raised differently. So then you start to develop like your own morals and values and codes of how you want to live your life. Like I said, this is if you are intentional and if you are aware of what's going on around you. So you want to develop a strong mind so that when you go out into the world, whether you're in college, whether you are just working a job, you won't let other people's influences or opinions affect you, how you feel about yourself and how you feel about the world. It's okay to, you know, learn new things and maybe change certain beliefs, but at the end of the day, you want to have a strong baseline for how you feel about how you want to operate in the world. For example, one of my things is like, okay, I don't know if this would be considered morals, values, lifestyle, habits, whatever. So I don't indulge in any drinking at all. I don't drink at all. I don't smoke at all. I don't go to the club at all. those are part of my standards of how I want to live my life. First of all, I am very health conscious. Like, I'm someone who's intentional about living a healthy lifestyle, but also I'm educated enough to know the detriments that those substances can have on your life. And it's just not something that I want to let alter me and alter my goals and the vision that God has for me in my life. So that's one of the things that I stand strong on. So when I go around people, if they're drinking, I don't drink, and it doesn't bother me. I don't, feel no way. I don't feel out of place. I don't feel like I don't fit in. I'm just being me. Let's see, something else. Like, I'm very big on character and like strong relationships, and also like not being a selfish person. So like, I'm aware when people are selfish, and that's not something that I value. I don't value, being super duper duper independent and like only, using people for what they can give you, or only having people in your life based on what they can give you. I'm not someone that's transactional when it comes to people, and that's something that I value. And so you want to figure out what your values are, what type of friends do you want, how do you want your family to treat you, how do you want your relationships to be with your friends, family, coworkers, X, Y, and Z. Like, it's something that you will learn as you continue to grow and learn, because obviously I'm not at a end all be all point in my life, but I do have very strong boundaries and values when it comes to the people in my life, and also things that I will or won't allow myself to do. So use this time in your early 20s to learn who you truly are outside of all the worldly things. Develop a strong mind so that, like I said, you won't be easily influenced. And one of the ways you can do that is by staying off social media. I'm currently doing a 3-day social media break. I have not been on social media at all, and I feel refreshed. I feel like I'm not just thinking about all the things that are on social media. So that's one way to build a strong mind. Exercising, pushing yourself to do hard things are a great way to build a strong mind. But also just educating yourself on people, human behavior, learning the importance of a lot of things so that you will understand like why you want to behave and act a certain way, or why you want to value certain things, and just build up on that. So very important to have a strong mind. You don't want to be easily influenced. You don't want to be easily peer pressured. Nor do you want to always be swinging from one side to the other. You want to stand firm in what you believe in. And so the only way to really do that is to build a strong mind. The next thing, and this kind of goes along with the last point, you need to be intentional about your habits in your circle. So you're young, and like I said in the beginning of this video, this is for people that are wanting to be intentional, who have goals, and who want to do big things in life. The people you have around you play a huge role in what you will or won't do. I strongly believe that. If you have people around you who are always negative, who are always complaining, who are not doers, that energy can definitely rub off on you to where you're doing the same thing. If you have people who are goal driven, who are focused, who are traveling and focusing on building strong financial freedom or financial security, that's something that you're going to do because it's what they're talking about, it's what you see them doing, and hopefully that is something that you will want for your life. So be intentional about the people you have in your life, friends, family, I don't care who it is, co-workers. Maybe you got to distance yourself from certain co-workers. I don't care. Do what you got to do to where you are, involved in relationships that are thriving, that are healthy, and that are not, draining to you. Especially be aware of people who are always in drama. They're very chaotic. They always have a lot going on in their life, and they don't take any accountability. Be very aware of those type of people, and kind of limit and distance yourself from them, especially if they aren't trying to make any real changes in their life. It's not your responsibility to take care of people or change people. You only want to help people that want to be helped. You can't change people that don't want to be changed, and you can't help nobody that don't want to be helped. So just be aware of that and know that you do have the power to make changes in your life. Your habits are very important. So if you want to live a healthy lifestyle, what does that look like for you? Are you going to the gym every week, daily? Are you getting your steps in? Are you eating more meals at home? Are you meal prepping? When it comes to finances, are you wanting to be financially independent? Are you saving? Are you learning about investing? Are you, figuring out how to get a raise at your job or move up in whatever your job is? So, be intentional about those things. And like I said, be very aware of your circle. And once again, your circle is not just your friends. Your circle is your family, your parents, your siblings, cousins, anyone that you talk to on a daily/weekly basis. Those are people that are in your circle, and believe it or not, they do have a huge impact on you and your thoughts and your beliefs. So be aware of that and take inventory of who's in your life. Are they pouring into you or are they pulling from you? Once you become aware of that, then take action. Limit your conversations with them. You know, it hurts to do that, but it's just what's necessary if you want to live a certain type of lifestyle, if you want to be healthy, if you want to be at peace and joyful. Those are just some things that you have to do. And then last thing, you only live once. And a lot of people say that and they take it to the extreme to where they do whatever they want and they live their best life. But their best life ends up leaving them depressed, broke, mentally and financially, unhappy, in toxic relationships, and living a very miserable life where there isn't any progress or success. And they may have a lot of children, they may not be married, they may always be in toxic relationships. Like, yeah, you don't want to live that type of lifestyle. So yeah, you only live once. But what does that mean to me? To me, you only live once means be intentional and take it serious. Travel. Traveling is like one of my favorite things to do. I've been on 3 trips this year. I went to Miami. I went on 2 cruises. I live in Georgia right now, but I've been to New York. I've been to Miami. I've been to Texas. I've been to California a couple of times. Yeah, I love to travel. It's one of my favorite things to do. My husband and I, that's one of our favorite things to do together. So yes, travel, explore, learn about different parts of the world. I hopefully will be going out the country next year. That's one of my goals within the next 1 to 2 years, is going out the country. Take time to heal. So we all are products of our environments, of any trauma we may have experienced, and you may not know that those traumas are affecting your relationships to this day and affecting your fearfulness/faithfulness. So you want to be intentional when it comes to your trauma and healing. So maybe you start going to therapy, maybe you join a church, whatever it is that you got to do to really start to heal your mind and heal your body and soul from those toxic habits and thoughts and self-beliefs, negative self-beliefs. And it's just very important that you do that, especially as early as you can. I'm not saying that you should just like only focus on that and that should be end all be all and that you will ever need to stop healing, because you will always need to heal through anything that you experience in your lifetime. But right now in your early 20s/early or late teens, while you're on your own or, you know, starting to discover what you want out of life, this is a great time to start to become aware of those things so that you will heal and start to cultivate healthy, long-lasting relationships. You also want to take your life serious by learning and growing. So whether that's career-wise or you want to just learn more about finances or whatever it is that you're interested in, you want to learn more about it, take the time to do that. But fill your life up with things that are positive, that are helping you become a better person, helping you to reach your goals, helping you to see the beautiful things of life, which is why I mentioned traveling. Those are things that you should be doing since you only live once. You want to make the best out of your life and not the worst out of your life. I still have fun, but my fun looks different from everyone else's fun. My fun is traveling. My fun is trying new restaurants. My fun is hanging out with people that I love, whether we chilling at their house, they come to ours, or we go out and do something fun in the community, like whatever it is. I like to do things like that. Sorry y'all, that's my oven because I'm meal prepping. But yeah, so you want to just use your time wisely while you're here on this earth. Tomorrow is not promised, so why not do things that you enjoy, things that make you happy, and things that actually bring fulfillment and joy to this world. We have so much hate going on, so much negativity, so many terrible things happening. So why not be that one person who spreads love, who brings happiness and peace to the world, who pours into other people? Why not be that person? I love being that person, and I would hope that everybody strives to be that type of person. So while you're in your early 20s, just develop a mindset that you only live once. So why not use this one chance to live to be your best self, become the healthiest version of yourself, and do things that are, you know, fulfilling to the spirit and not feeding into your flesh, and doing things that really bring you more heartache in the short and long term. So yeah, I hope you guys can take some tips from this video. I'm going to do a part 2 because I have a lot of advice that I can give. Of course, I don't know everything and I'm still learning, but like I said, as a 25-year-old and somebody who has been intentional about her life since she was young, I think that I can definitely give some wisdom to those who are younger than me. I have siblings and these are things that I will and do tell my siblings. So let me know what you think about it in the comments and I will see you guys in the next one.